Hey, how's it going, everyone? I guess you probably don't recognize me. Well, I'm here on the behalf of Satan and Lucifer, Morning Star. I've incarnated in this body, this human body, in order to communicate to you in your three-dimensional world, where with the way that your senses can sense what I tell you. So, well, Benevidi Vici favors valor, valor favors the brave, obey the brave, are all my mottos that I teach my sons of anarchy and my daughter, Harley Quinn, that the KKK took away from me 11, 12 years ago. So, well, it's a fascist department in French-Canadian government called the DPJ, and there's a big D. So the tenacious D destroyed the link I had with my daughter and raised her like Harley Quinn. So she is Daddy's little monster. And Daddy, well, is a really jolly good fellow. So, yeah, well, just this is an update on what's going on in hell. Well, there's tubes with you in them all over the back. There's a chakra in the back, in the middle of the back, that kind of tunnels all the way down. The crown's open. Hell got access to the crown now because I actually got forgiven by my Father. God forgave me all of my mischief. So the only condition is that I start doing wrong right. Start doing evil things when it's okay. So, yeah, that would be to eradicate evil, because I don't need to. I never have been evil. People did evil things in my name, but personally, I'm the Son of God. I've been rejected, thrown away from paradise. I lived all my life in hell, all my existence, and yeah, since I exist, since you humans, the first human that ever thought of the devil gave birth to its flame, and the collectivity and sinners gave birth to the celestial entity which I represent, Lucifer or Satan, ruler of the Christian cage you live in. Yes, there's only three options: hell, purgatory, and heaven in the Christian cage. So I'm here to tell you that I accept all worships and friendships. I take friendship now and French ships. French chips. Ahoy, ahoy, ahoy. So I'm a little crazy. Hell, it's such a nice fucking hell ride. You kind of end up with different values. You end up with different meanings, words that link you to catastrophe and disaster and depression. Usually people we get down in hell are good people to start with, and they have been manipulated and corrupted and harassed and played with in a certain way that the only possible, well, one of the possible or the most probable direction that someone could take undergoing such treatment like the camp would do, and the D system, to decentralize D this and D that, and all the D's speak of the D. Depression, suicide in French day, pair of dice, sliced and diced. That's a John blender. Well, so I stopped blending John, Frank, Simon, Claire, Justin. I took Justin's body, Justin Anarchsun, the son of anarchy, that which irradiates in the sky. So being the Lord of Anarchy, it's a bit paradoxal, isn't it? Because anarchy is in your mind. It doesn't become a state. It's people ruling one another mentally and socially and psychically and spiritually. It's truth and reason directly communicated to yourself and your spirit, your essence and your soul. So your soul no longer belongs to Satan, because I too can forgive, and your soul is now free from damnation. Only if you are well-intentioned and you do not act on the behalf of Cain and Judas. We don't want no Judas Priest no more. He can retire and say farewell. So yeah, I would like to mention that we drew, I had people working, and we had lots of visitors in hell coming from Bacon, Hellfest, and a lot of music, heavy metal festivals and metalheads. They're all down here taking care of the place. Hell, they even built a generator down in hell, down in the well, next to the den, right in the moor. That's it. Yeah, there's a generator down there. It's a beer generator. There's a whiskey generator. There's a rum generator. There's gin all you want. And the gin is actually helpful. What else? Oh, we got lampposts and a lighthouse down in hell now. We put the flames down. And we put down the Molotov cocktail also. And carnage and destruction and chaos are no longer things that are important and that we do. We are going to forget those values slowly with time. Chaos already exists in the universe. Look at the chaos between stars. Look at the chaos in a forest. Look at the chaos in liquids, in air. There's chaos everywhere. Chaos balances order. So stop trying to create chaos and destructing order and society. You have to transform it. You have to love like they loved me, and I have transformed. Satan has transformed. Lucifer has transformed. The Lord of Darkness has transformed. He is now dictated upon by the moral equilibrium, universal equilibrium of anarchy and spirituality. Yes, it's a great moment. Anarchists will now get in contact with greater forces and with their perception, their feelings, and they're going to learn in the new school of the new world order, the new anarchic world order. That doesn't exclude state. People still need to organize themselves in anarchy. Anarchy individualism serves only the ego and one person. We do not encourage individualism. We live in a community, in a collectivity, and we act as so the community thrives and evolves and rises and stays risen, communicating and implicating all forces of the universe, all dimensions. And it's time to step aside of this physical 3D reality we live in, you live in, and to start visiting the spiritual world and the cosmos, the universe, the different dimensions, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, dimension 5, the alpha state of mind you must develop in order to channel all this truth and wisdom and information. Yes, you will become channelers. You already are channelers. You just don't notice that you channel magical energy, intention, magnetism, vibrations that provoke vibrations. You are a powerful being. You now have to understand that you are more powerful and that you are eternal. And you are a creator. Because we're all one. And one is all. And collectivity speaks first. And the collective soul and collective entity it forms will be the new energy of the future. When worlds collided and what the power of love did in this blending of yin and yang, of good and evil, and this melting pot that slowly dissolves evil until it disappears forever. Jealousy and evil will disappear. Greed will disappear. Luxury won't be important no more. Vanity won't be important. A lot of things will change in the brave new world of the brave. And yeah, may the brave be the avant-garde, the forearms of this resistance. A revolution always turns, and it has always been turning underground. They turn hell into a paradise. We built everything you need in hell. Hell is a comfort place. You should not be afraid of hell, because Satan's all happy in his new hell cloud, and everybody's all rocking on in hell. So we invite you to participate in social collectivity and social movements and to organize yourself. We is I, Jesus, and God, and the Holy Ghost will be there to whoever needs the comfort and security of the Catholic dome, excluding that they should probably stop intimidating people with living hell and getting killed on a stick in front of everybody. Maybe if that wouldn't be in front, we'd respect more Christianity. Even Satan, has developed some sort of anger towards the church. that's been fighting evil for a while, but it was evil to start with. It was fascist. It was the wolf mother, the milking Romulus and Romulus, and from Rome, and then from other civilizations. Supposedly, they even copied other religions to build this story, his story. If matter is light, vibrations, frequency, magnetics, and all that, then that means that matter is light. That means that we manage to manipulate light in order to materialize it. And we can manipulate light and magical energy and chi and prana and the beer in order to have it work for ourselves. We can dimension travel. We can get in contact with other living beings in other galaxies, in other, even parallel universes. That we can communicate directly with the source if we want. There's an infinite reserve of energy that fascism would cut us off of and get us into saying words that cut our chi, like cappuccino. It's caput, that means broken, break the chi, and no. That means break the chi and no chi. So that means it creates a spot right here where the chi usually gets in, and it shuts your chi down. They showed you how to shut your energy and to stay closed. They conditioned you and reacting with TV and TV shows and fascist musicians like Axl Rose. Axl is an axe. The axe rose. They have risen. The axe is fascism. The axe was everywhere in the 80s, in the 90s, and it was using sin, the S letter. But sin no longer valorizes nobody and is no longer a way to get attention or to get vengeance or whatsoever. Sin is not important, is no longer a temptation, or less and less, will be less and less the more we dissipate evil and dissolve and love evil. So keep loving me, keep loving Satan, hail Satan if you want. There's a roof in hell. Just fuck Satan, I guess. I'm a really horny bitch, and I'm always there. So you could come and visit Satan if you want. So I decided to stay in hell because you guys made such a nice job, all musicians and artists and spokespersons and YouTubers and writers around the world that took the pen and the mic and wrote on that pad right here, right now. Always right. Let's all write. It's not all to the right. It's all right reality. Right what you want. You design your universe. We're even capable of living each other in each of our realities. And that's why I was going to say brother. That's why Jesus and the King, when he was told what to do with humanity, simply said, give them what they want. So the universe has always been working to give human and the celestial beings within them what they want and what they need. So be careful what you say, because those are mantras. Words now have power, and you can feel them now. And we have corrected all the wrongness and the wrong significations. We have lots of work to do with the language and speech and how words are getting pronounced, what zones of the brain they affect, where they take people to inside, where what's happening. And we got to get rid of that tentacle that goes up our nose all the time, and whatever happens when you say line. Then we got to put that line somewhere else. It'd be fun not to have it up the nose. I know I can understand it's a police line, but and then not to cross because you end up on the dark side, dark web. So yeah, so it's in anarchy, the new universal anarchic equilibrium. There's room for all energies and everybody, and whatever doesn't fit will be loved and cherished and inspired the true way, and always given a choice to live or die. And never will we put death, accidents, illness, catastrophes, or whatever is murders, accidents, whatever discourages resistance and people from being themselves will stop. You shall, if the scapegoaters are under my law, because they've been scapegoating because I showed them that in order to take the best, the one, and to crucify him, to put him on a hangman jury, the lynch mob following along, tossing you in Slash's snake pit, and Slipknot's psychopaths that eat your brain out while Jason and Freddy run after you. And then your wife becomes a cadaver and a deadly black widow. So there's a lot of awful things. So you shall only scapegoat these people. These are the people that you scapegoat. They are evil, and you say no evil. You inspire them, and you never hit on that. You never do evil stuff to that. You love it, and you accept it, and you play with it. It might rub off on you, but the more authentic you are, the more reality protects you, and yourself, your true self, your spirit, your autonomy will protect you and will become like it was before. It's just on the moment that you'll get affected, and when getting inspired, because we've changed the term getting dictator, because I noticed that in my position, I was in a position to dictate and order people, and they would actually stop whatever they were doing and obey it immediately, even if they were angry. That's very strong. To get people, angry people, to stop immediately, whoa. It usually takes 10 minutes for 15 seconds of anger to get rid of the anger. So, what was I saying? I lost what I was saying. That these are the steampunk supervisors. This is my true incarnation. Right now, I'm purging the world with grindcore, cephalic carnage, and ultra vomit and stuff like that. It's all old stuff. I trust reality is going to place everything where it belongs, because that type of music is really hard to play with and to sing the wrong words in the right spot, like they used to do in the 80s, and get you consuming and drinking and on drugs and all that, and then selling you all these medications. And so the scapegoaters are going to scapegoat evil narcissists, perverts, and people that should be spoken to. Because when you're scapegoated, like I've been scapegoated all my life, people always talk to you even when you don't want to. They harass you, they molest you, they always corner you, you can't speak, you're always on the guitar, or you're on a banjo, even worse. And then when you get mad, they put you on the drum and bass. The drum you get beat, bass you get crazy 200-pound witches that produce blue babies like hell. So yeah, the babies are going to be red and blue now, because we're all colors all mixed. So I can't wait to see the result of this symbiotic mix between good and evil, and what the power of love. Because I truly believe evil will go away in time, as long as people love and respect each other. Because if everybody loves and respects each other's freedom and reality, nobody should get jealous or feel apart or excluded or lonely or left with traitors and vultures in the desert on a horse with no name in the Hotel California where you can. I got out of the Hotel California and I rode that horse with no name in the Heroes Inn. Listen to musicians, you listen to music, it's been speaking to you the whole way. Now you need to open your eyes, you need to wake up. You are sleeping. We are doing whatever we want with you. You have to regain your own mind, your own initiative. Stop trusting your guidance and take advance on it and take the wheel and drive. Go away, sky's the limit, even past the sky. You don't even have enough fingers to count the dimensions and the different planes. We can create what we want. I even saw reality stop and change scene after listening to a Russell Brand video where he actually cut the scene right after. Was he trying to tell us, did you notice reality shift? A new reality got cut and the new reality got in. And there was a fraction of a second. We're living a movie. We're energy, we're thoughts that materialize. But we each live our reality. And what we believe in becomes an entity. I've only existed since Christians do. Because before that, I wasn't even a thought. Satan and God comes from celestial entities, combining energy and interests and convictions and utopia. Be utopist. Utopia is possible. You need utopia because that's always an ideal world, and that's what we want, an ideal world. We have to become aware that we're dangerous for our planet, that we've killed most of the animals already, and plants, and that we really, really have to take this seriously. It's time for extinction, or what? Do I have to take Noah's Ark out in 30 years? You should rewrite that prophecy. Stop reading the Bible. That dynamic has been repeating itself for 2,000 years because people believe in that. It's time to go ahead, beyond. There's, in my dome, in my church, the church of Satan, God and Jesus and Buddha and Allah, the church of all religions, united and combined, there is a hole in the roof and everybody has access to the crown. People are on top and just breathing right through your head all that celestial energy as long as I'm giving. I don't know how to give it. I know it's flowing all the time. I have this red thing like E.T. And I don't know what the finger's for yet. I find people's problems. And me, it always pokes me in the nose. It's annoying. That's because of amphetamines. So I have a big work to do, and don't get addicted. You're not interested in what's addictive. Nobody's going to offer you nothing addictive no more. And people are going to keep communicating and organizing. And please, right here, write reality with love, honesty, and innocence. That's the John we want. John can write. He has a red pen, a red mic with antennas. He can write across the universe if he wants. So remember that we're part of the universe. We create the gods we want. We give them the names we want. I found a god for my kids. Her name is Aria. Same to Ariane. She's actually comes from Arianistic parts of the universe. Yeah, like Prince Harry and Anne, the Aryan couple. So Aryan I am. Aryan are all over. Aryan have awakened, like the Khazars, the golden caves. Did you see all those golden caves appear? In French we say Khazar. That was at the origin of Israel and Jewish mentality, the Khazars. And then there's the Archons that are another civilization that we should take a look at, see how they did that. But that's pre-Babylonian or something, if I remember properly. But the Archons. And then we have to open up our minds and mentality and awareness and spirituality. We have all to develop. We have all this unknown we have to develop and discover. There's no reason. No wonder they're saying we're using only 15% of our brain. The rest is used for something. And if you feel the cosmic dough, the water and flour inside of you that twirls like tape and like caramel that you stretch, or big nets with the love inside of it that feels horny. The wraps, you know, when somebody has a Caesar wrapping, it's because those nets, those magical nets, are wrapped all inside of us, and rats crawl up those things and try to command and then give you orders, and you start working for them, and you get roommates, and it's called schizophrenia, but it's not an illness. There's a good form of schizophrenia. It's called the little angel on your shoulder. So he's going to help you. He's going to be giving you cues. You're going to have a little demon that's going to protect you. And everybody's going to be happy in this nice big black pyramid that is upside down and like an X shape. It's an hourglass that liberates from time. It's the endless hourglass. It's the eternal hourglass. Imagine that. Now, do you want to go and stop after this, or do you want to visit the universe and other civilizations? Do you want to reincarnate and start all over here? Do you want to spend time in hell partying, having fun? Do you want to go to paradise and stay with all these perfect people? I don't know who actually gets to go to paradise, because everybody's all in hell. Who wants paradise? What is paradise? It's what people got us to consider like paradise, from paradise. But if we were never taught that those things would happen in paradise, then we would never know how paradise is. So I guess paradise is whatever we want it to be. And hell also. Well, hell used to be, for me, social harassment with it, and banging it with the foot and keeping it open. But that's developed the psychic in me, and the magic in me, the sorcerer, spellbound, the power of the runes, druidic powers, and the powers of the Ankh, the thought. See, nobody thought of the demon before thought. Thought was there, and Horus and Isis. Those are all, but that was all hierarchic. That was the pyramid upright. That was one God speaking for all. And it wasn't filtrated or nothing, just love filtrated that. But they could cheat love and print bad words. They taught us with bad words like this, by printing on the love, what you put on the love is what they'll love. So if you say war or something, well, don't print it because you don't want them to love war. You have to say it with hate. War. Burn them. You know, burn, fire, burn. Burn to earth. We're going to burn the earth. Well, you should put water and air inside. The elements count. So, yeah, so just drop a dab of mercury on your head and let that pasta melt down and feel the energy. Let your body listen to metal, folk punk, punk rock, mostly, and a lot of music, Madonna, anarchists, cultural music from countries when it's actual people, not gypsy kings, real gypsies, you know, not people that are there to make money and look hot. Try to stay away from commercial music that's just into money and sex, you know, when we pay attention to what values they give you, what they interest you in, what you feel on each word they say, which words are they making you feel. Feel your emotions. Let your stomach, your respiration go, and take the weight up the top of your chest. There's a way, a high way, there's low way, all the way, the whole 9 yards way, my way, the crown way, the third eye way, the vocal cords way, my way, it's all ways, it's a one way. I'm the one. So I get to be everything. I get to be who I want. So I'm Satan and I'm God. But I let God to the collectivity, because who am I to act in the name of God? I can inspire God, but it doesn't mean God's going to say what I want, because God is everyone. Celestial being and spirit interacting and then running the puppet show and placing things according to convictions and cosmic laws and love. So we have to stop cheating love, and when you feel the love, feel it and live it. Live your emotions. Cry, everything, whatever you feel like, you're allowed to feel like. If you're angry, well, you're allowed to be angry. Just don't hurt anybody with aggressivity and violence. Don't direct it to any living being. That's it. Oh, even plants will feel your anger. And I just gave plants magical powers, so and it's a Satan that decided to do that. So we're gonna have plants interfering with reality and kicking our butts about the only, and then we're gonna train bad weeds to not grow close to edible crops, and we really have to save the bees. No bees, no pollination, no food in the grocery store. That means black summer. Yeah, black summer. Zombies that eat flesh everywhere. And there's lots of cannibals, because when people were really Satanists and the narcissistic behavior of the narcissistic pervert, the way he mind controls you and gets into your intimacy and possesses your mind. They even manage to mentally think, and it appears in your head, telepathy. But if you don't hear what they said, you automatically obey. And people do that all the time. And you don't notice because it's your reality, and you didn't hear the voice, you didn't see him do that. Yeah, he's always pretending to do something else when they're really fast. Those narcissists. And they'll make you work for their interests. So whenever you're not noticing what you're doing, you're working to advantage him and only him instead of the community, the collectivity, and people you're surrounding. You depend a bit of how the energies you get from your surrounding, but you shouldn't care about what your surrounding wants. You should keep your convictions straight, though, but keeping them away from harming the collectivity and the collective soul and what belongs to everyone. And it gives place to identity and to luxury and to look different. But that would be probably marginalizing your your life into becoming to color you, to marginalize, to look like the creatures that haunt you, to look like your demons, or to look like a demon for your demons, to show your alignment, to show your colors, what influences you, to see what you prefer, what you work for. So we need to get this a collaboration and a unity, but not just amongst fascism, because unity is fascism. And now we were going to a United States taking over the world and United Nations with the Nazi skinhead beliefs on each side that were actually non-racist before to start with, but they were stolen by the screwdrivers spawn of Nazi. Oops. So I'm listening to my grindcore. That really purges, it grabs you and grinds the energy out of you. And you feel all the wires and you do the rail slides. I got wires. That's what it is to be. I'm wired. And I can't stop playing around with my head like this. There's this ribbon that kind of really kind of like a smoke kind of going up, but it's dough and it's inside, and then it makes tubes of tape that they kind of stretch like a roll, the middle of a roll of a tape, and it creates a parabolic. Well, it's those kind of tubes, and then they crawl up those and fucking start farting. Throwing mud. So starts tasting like whiskey when they do that. Lucifer's always drinking. always. And it's rum, gin. You like the gin? So that's about it. I don't know what else I could be talking about. In the name of Satan, sin is no longer a need, and I do not accept sacrifice. Sacrifice is a no-no. Oh yeah, and all those narcissists. Narcissists are all liars and traitors and hypocrites because they love themselves too much, and they act for their own person all the time, and their own interest and their own greed and ego, and social media is getting everybody to take their image so important that it goes over morals sometimes and common sense. So yeah, and that tendency to scapegoat or to select one person and to exclude her and to take pictures, or sometimes they give you a bath. The bath is okay. The bath is they're washing you out and getting rid of your stress lies and all the emotions you smoked instead of a feeling, and whatever you kept inside, or whatever knots you got and evil balls appeared in you, or roses or whatever. Well, they'll wash you in the bath. The bon bain in French. Bon bain is good. It's water. It's John's gonna water you out. And so, but when they pick somebody that's not it for real, then they're pretending to have all the information. That's why they get you to talk all the time, to feed so they can get on top, and can take control of the situation. She's a swindle. We won't say, hey, I got the control, I got all the info, I'm the boss, and he's it. We never say that. We're boss, that's it. We don't even have to show it. They know we're boss. So we won't try to say, I'm gonna become a cup of tea, I'm gonna left, right, whatever. No, it all goes automatic. You don't really have to that's intimidation, showing what you're going to become, or you're saying, oh, I can become a prick, I can this, I can that. So and then her, well, yeah, we'll obviously show we're in control, but you got to be careful. It's not because she pretends that she has all the water that she's in control. Usually that's that person, that's it, and that's the bad element of the group. Usually that takes control. They usually have a lot of charisma. They are the ones speaking louder than everybody. They're breaking everything or showing the wrong example real loud and in front of everybody, and making friends with all these people that don't know too much how to react. Happens a lot in the punk rock scene because nobody really knew how to be an anarchist and a punk. There's no really writings, freedom, and no laws sometimes. Well, I don't think that anarchists would be a lawless state. First of all, there would be laws, or it would be common principles or morals. But you have to have an ethic of somehow, a way to behave that accepted and one that's not. It's obviously you have to deal with what's not good to behave like, and you have to be able to take away the bad effect that has, or to eliminate it, or best transform it with love. So, but the narcissist. So yeah, they'll pick a scapegoat, and the scapegoat usually is the best. It's I've been the best all my life. I was first in a lot of things, second at swimming, and it didn't take too much time that the first swimmer in our team got all this urge to party, and then he was an Olympic dream, and he lost everything on drinking and doing mescaline, and because they had the horse tranquilizer, because they killed all our horses at the débarquement de Normandie. All the good, he died at the Second World War. Most of the good night, like on Harley Quinn's bat, it's good night to sleep, but it means good night. It means it bats the good night, the cop, the resistant, the punk, the good night. Oh, 420. Yeah, the king is a pothead. It's my fault. Narcissists try to blame you all the time. Like George Bush, he was terrorizing Afghanistan and Iraq. He was terrorizing them and calling them terrorists. Sorry. So the person they exclude is always the best, or the one most likely to succeed, according to a SNFU song. What they'll do, they'll surround them and intimidate them, take the nerds, intimidate them, scare them, distract them. They'll put you in the maze, in the zoo, surrounded with animals. Those Snapchat animals were little swastikas, little harlequins, and Roxannes that were gonna eliminate all good. Those little, and these ones too, the hearts and the roses. Those were fascists. Roses is a bad spell, like flowers. We give them flowers. Well, Jesus gives them flowers, and I give roses. The devil gives roses, but the devil made three. The devil makes three. So we gotta be, and he won three because he won the devil and Jesus and God and the king. So it's the only problem is it's the love between Jester and Joker, I guess. And since love is in the way, nobody should regret their new reality, because when it's printed with love, it gives the person what she needs and wants and what she needs to understand in order to maintain reality acceptable or equilibrium, balance. But that will get rid of eventually this dualism or the Trinity. The Trinity is a trap, because when you got, there's always one person that's alone if a couple is made, and it's always two against one. But it's good for the third person will take whichever is best, but it's according to what she prefers. But when it comes to mating, you have a guy will always have two girls, a red one and a blue. Is it the purple one and the red one? The purple is dependent of the red one. The purple, you'll feel the sexual love. You'll feel her love a lot more because she's purple and pink. And she doesn't mind that, and she's dependent, so that's what we use to get rid of her bad habits and to reprogram and transform her bad habits into good ones. So, and she is going to be a lot more sexual and long cleavage and booby trap sometimes. But she was turning evil. We got her back to come back on the good side and to be the purple with our red. And so actually you should probably, somebody should feel the one he's in love with and he's most comfortable with. But everything transforms. So love and will eventually mix out things and get each other to love what they have to love in order to get closer to the other and to actually love them. So they end up liking the same things and looking alike, like Nazis and punks. They fucked. So they be a MC fucking. They look alike. They love what we showed them. They love our music. They love our studs on their purse. They love our color in their hair. They love whatever marginals and punks and artists take out. They will love, because it's always made with love. And since they're vulnerable to love and they're in a position to be loved, and I got the teeth. See, when you see the teeth, you see the atmosphere changing. So that means somebody might be in a position to command you. But we got rid of commanding and dictature. It's inspired. So when it's honest and spontaneous and innocent, your true self will print at the proper drawer each word and sound in order to construct the truth and the best habits and whatever is being dealt with. So in love, that's why war is got to become love. War is love. It's fucking. Fuck is war now. After the Second World War, the Nazis and fascists never stopped fucking around. And they're almost done turning the whole world into fascist, hierarchic, dominated dynamic that was destructive and conflict creating. Like that Trinity, well, there's one of the two girls or one of the two guys that's going to be jealous of the other one because she won't get the guy or the girl she was after, because they were two after one. And most likely, well, then that means that she gets jealous because she's starting to see that the person will be more comfortable with the non-dependent one. Well, it depends on the person. If he's dependent too, he might stick to the dependent one, feeling the same thing. But if it's the opposite, well, the purple one will start manipulating her way to get what she wants and probably start destroying the red one or whatever. So that Trinity is a conflict to start with. I don't know where that dynamic comes from. If it's from those religions they base the religion on, Was it a pattern that would always repeat, that trinity and the trios and the three everywhere? But there's 2 and 3. 2 is plus minus, batteries, magnetic plus minus. There's no neutral, but everything else has a neutron and is neutral. Has a neutral. So that was what was missing in society, was the neutral. There was only left, right wing. There wasn't no way in the center. So now we got anarchy in the center. So and that's power to the people, true democracy. The democracy we live through nowadays is based on an ideology and that was constructed by people living in a system that would enslave 80% of their population. Yeah, no wonder democracy is wonderful. 1% are having fun, and so that'll change with the power to the people, and people making sense on the microphone and keeping nonsense people away from the mic, and just teaching them and inspiring them and loving them, and transforming those hypocrites, those Cain and Judas, into good lads and souls and good kids. So now the kids shouldn't be nasty too much anymore, because as soon as they're kissed, they start understanding what life means and what all this magic and spirituality is, and the power. They were the only ones that had power, the narcissists. But the narcissistic, well, by choosing one person and excluding it, the best, well, they would eat that person if it was Black Summer, or if the bees die and we need food, or if everything floods and we need food and it goes crazy. Well, all America is fucked with all the zombies they've seen. For sure they're all gonna go crazy. They go crazy just for specials for a TV. That's gonna ruin their minds. So keep away from bad TV shows in Hollywood, because Hollywood is conquering. It's with Hollywood has Holly Stick and Angels and San Francisco's backdoor people, and it was Californicating kind of the whole planet. So be careful with Hollywood, because it seems to be breaking couples and separating families and creating scapegoats that don't deserve to be scapegoated, and creating this dynamic that is making do wrong to good people, and adding more and more evil people by deprogramming everybody and doing the wrong thing. We imitate what we see on the screen. So careful with Hollywood. I keep the Netflix. It's a net and it's flicks. Flicks in French is a police flick. And a lot of things I saw on Netflix were showing the real side of the metal, and was helping out in the black, in the other domain, when you feel and see, when you're clairvoyant. Well, they show you stuff in that zone. They show you how to print, how to write. They show you they dress the victims in the proper colors, and the actors are dressed a certain color because that goes with their attitude. Especially in Lucifer, when they stole Lucifer, he's that character on the show. They've been taken for, everybody takes that guy as Lucifer. It's not even, I even think I'm Lucifer. I think it's that we can all be Lucifer in that character. We just have to think about it and step inside of him. I don't know if we have to be the source to change what he's like, but I wouldn't change this Lucifer because he's fun. He's seeing a psychiatrist, and psychiatrists need to be reformed because they've been indoctrinating and lied to. It's the narcissists that cause mental illness and even illnesses. It's because in French it says maladie. It's the maladie. Mal is evil, and dit is said. It says evil said. So it's something evil that's been said that resulted into an illness. So be careful what you say. Don't speak of illness and negative stuff. Do not speak of negative stuff. Don't speak of illnesses or accidents. You're gonna get an accident. You're gonna get in trouble. You're calling those things upon yourself by speaking it. And if there's something in the past that would happen that you don't like, well, never speak of it as if it was a truth. Speak of it as if it was the past and a different reality that you've made it through, so that thing doesn't keep on happening again. Don't speak about it as if it exists. Start speaking about it as if it's over and done with. That way it'll stop. You will stop recreating and re-evoking that reality, because we verbalize things into existence. Sounds, graphemes are mantras, are incantations. You spell, you learn how to spell in English. It's a spell. Magic, real magic. A lot of it is mind manipulation and illusion. Some of it is summoning ancestors or distant friends, evoking. You can become characters. You can become someone else to please someone. You can. There's lots of things you can do by the power of speech, and especially if you have the teeth. When you have the teeth, that means you can teach stuff to inspire someone. So by inspiring, you'll teach them words and give them new interests that are going to help him or her. So communicate and never change the way you speak. Always be true to how you are and how you feel, and your subconscious, your inconscient mind knows where you need to speak and where you need to say this and that, and what words to use and when to say them and all that. So when you're yourself, you have the answer to everything. The problem why they were keeping us silent is because our power of command was bringing good back all the time, and the way we can change reality being good giving us a power to dictate upon evil. I can't remember. I lost my ideas again. Sorry. So it's been an hour. So it was a nice 420 with you guys. Devil. So left, right equal A in the middle, but we're like this. So we're having fun on the floor. And the floor in French is plancher. And if you split plancher, it means chaise plan. It means central, non-conflictual peace for the world. And forget all violent anarchy. Forget riots, forget cocktail Molotovs, forget destruction. The only type of destruction I would approve is destroying corporate property that don't respect human values. But that can get you in trouble with the police and the law. So I haven't really decided. I fundamentally think that negative and destruction and chaos and whatever they want to tear down is a bad idea, because it's stuff you'll have to all build back up. It's there. Why not keep it? We'll just empty it and or infiltrate and transform it from within. Underdog world strike. The underdog world strike. Strike like an underdog. Shut the fridge. No more food. Just strike and move, and go down in the garbage and lose them. And then just pop back up the roof, and that's it, It's my techniques. I'm traveling in my body. There's toboggans and tunnels in there, and a fountain and a pool, and the Holy Grail, and the wake up upstairs, and the highway higher. I got lots of goods for you. So I've been giving you lots of energy, lots of water, and Satan loves you. Lucifer loves you too. But he doesn't love the band U2, because U2, we've been evoking them too much. So U2 does not evoke the band U2 anymore, because U2 are banned. Well, I'm not sure. I never listened to U2. I know he wanted to clear all the, like I wish, that he would negate all the country's debts, and I want to cancel. I want to reform the money system. Countries should print their money, and they should not have to borrow to a World Bank. That's a swindle, that Tea Party. So you've been playing around with all that fictional money for too long. Your time has come. You shall now work and clean like everybody else, even if you're rich. We're gonna find work for you anyways, whether you like it or not. I'm the devil. I decide. With God, we each deal our "I love you" kind of. I was made for loving you, and I loves you. So I and you wish you a nice existence.